Shalom, Israel, shalom, shalom. I'd like to give all praises, double honor, and glorification to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem, HaMashiach, Muhammad Yahushua, right? Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, right? So, back here with another video through the Spirit and Power Yahweh Shemel Shah, touching on character development. You know, as said aforetime, Lord willing, we could be is diligent and consistent in this office as much as possible, just trying to help Israel, you know, have better character in these last days as we try to work on these same things ourselves. You know, so Lord willing, this segment can continue. WFI character development. So today we're going to touch on moral and integrity, right? They're actually pretty synonymous with each other. So we're going to kick it off with the classic Romans 15 and 4. See if I can put it up on the screen here so I can share the screen. JB share. All right. Yeah, it kind of popped up right there. Kind of praises. All right. So it's the book of Romans, right? Chapter 15 and verse number 4. It says, hold on, kind of tweaking out here. What's going on? All right. It says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. Right. So these things that's written in the scriptures is written for our learning. You know, each and every day, you know, the Most High, you know, allows you to, you know, awake again. It's another day for you to learn. It's another day for you to read through these precepts and learn something new, whether it be history, whether it be exhortation, whether it be a new law, you know, whether it be a new prophecy, whatever the case may be. All these things written in the Holy Scriptures is written all for your learning through the Spirit. Right. So, so come back to this thing. All right. All right. So we're gonna start kicking it off with a few precepts through the Spirit. You know, well, first of all, actually, let's go to the definition first, real quick. Let me click this one more time. We're gonna start off. We're gonna get a few definitions. We're gonna get the definition of integrity first. All right. So this definition of integrity. Integrity is the quality of being honest and having moral principles, moral uprightness, right? Few synonyms you have for this: honesty, uprightness, good character. Check that out. Good character, right? Having principles, having morals, righteousness, right? Morality, virtue, right? Even sincerity. We touched on that yesterday, right? Sincerity. Right. And the reason we put integrity up is because through the Spirit, when you have moral, let's get moral now. Let's go to moral. Right. When you have moral is a concern with the principles of right and wrong behavior and the goodness or badness of human character. So moral essentially is just doing good, you know, being upright, being just, being devout. That's pretty much what moral is. Now, the reason why integrity ties in with this, because like I said, moral is simply doing good rather than bad, but integrity ties into it in the aspect of doing good rather than bad when no one's watching, right? When you're not around the Akim, right? When you're not at the Shabbat service, when you're not at camp, are you still holding fast to your moral behind closed doors? That's where integrity comes into play, right? Integrity, the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness. So do you hold fast to this when no one's around? Do you still hold up good character? Do you still hold up honesty and uprightness? You know, are you still holding fast to your moral, which is the principle of just doing good, you know, when no one's around? That's where integrity comes into play. You understand? So let's come back now. So like, yeah. All right.
Good synonyms.
Right. So that's how we fuse it all together. You have moral, which is just doing good, you know, and rather than bad. You know, you have integrity, which is you still displaying your moral character through the Spirit, even when no one's watching or around. You still being that same person. You still being that same you know, Some people, you could have moral, you could choose to do the right thing rather than the bad, but then you could lack integrity. You don't hold yourself to that same standard or principle when no one's around.
Right, right.
You know, so that's where the difference comes in at. So we want to touch on a little bit of both. We want to talk about, just you really just want to do the right thing. That's really the topic of the video.
Right.
The point of the video. Just want to exhort Israel, just do the right thing. Let me get preset real quick. If you got preset, you go ahead. Okay. I want to get this preset real quick because in this truth, it's really better to just do the right thing because we already gonna catch hell. We already gonna go through X, Y, and Z. So it's better for you to just do the right thing and have moral than be off. It's like
right. Right.
All right, let me share my screen. So like bear with me, Israel. All right. So it's this Ecclesiasticus chapter 40. All right. It's classic. It says, great travail is created for every man, and a heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam, from the day that they go out of their mother's womb to the day that they return to the mother of all things. Right. So Jake already go through it.
Right.
Right. That's part of this precept. And that's why I put it out. It's a great travail. Right. We already go through trials and tribulation. We already go through afflictions. We already have this heavy yoke upon us. Right. We already have heavy trials and tribulations upon us. So that's playing upon tables within itself. So if you already going through it, if life is already tough, you have been you so-called been dealt the lesser end of the stick as it appears, right? But we know Israel has a greater outcome at the end of the day. But right now we're going through these curses. Life is already tough. Life is already hard.
Right.
We already have this heavy yoke. We already going through it. Why would you want to make that worse? That's why I want to drop down to verse 8. Let's drop down to verse 8 through the Spirit. So we already go through it. Okay. All right. Let's go to verse 8. It says, such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast. And that is sevenfold more upon sinners. So Jake already go through it. And when you decide to sin, you just you making it worse.
Right.
So it would be better for you to have moral, and be upright and just do what's right, mixed in with sincerity, mixed in with integrity, right? Than to make your trial and tribulation worse than what it has to be by going off. That's why we want to touch on moral, right? Let's go back to it. Concerned with the principles of right and wrong behavior and the goodness or badness of human character. So moral tell you, look, you concerned with right and wrong, good or bad, of your human character. So which one are you going to choose? You understand? Is the question. I mean, are you going to be right and good, or are you going to be bad, right, and wrong, right, in regards to your character, your works, your thoughts, whatever the case may be. We want to have better moral. We want to just look like these sinners. We just want to be good. We're better off being righteous and upright, right? We better off being honest and just. So, Jake, we got to work on our moral. We got to just get with the program of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and just do the right thing, right? It's better to do the right thing, of course, out of sincerity, because you sincerely fear the Most High. It's better for you to just do the right thing. Law abiding, clean living, chaste, pure, blameless, sinless. So when it comes to your moral, brother, sister, child, it's better for us to just be blameless and sinless and pure and clean living. And the opposite, bad, immoral, dishonorable. It says holding or manifesting high principles for proper conduct. So we got to have our moral together. We got to have our proper conduct together. And Jake, you already know this is, you being righteous essentially to the best of your ability, keeping the law, keeping the precepts, living by them. So it's better for us to just go ahead and do the right thing. Just go ahead and have moral and just do what's right and just be law abiding. Just be right minded. Just be proper and honorable. Because guess what? What does the scripture say? Such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners. So we just read that, Jake, you have this yoke upon you, right? You got it upon you from the day that you leave the womb to the day that you're buried in the dirt, the mother of all living. You know, you back to the dust thou came, the dust you return, right? So I mean, why would you want this great travail and this yoke to be heavier than what it has to be? But if you lack moral, like it said in verse 8, it's gonna be sevenfold more. Right? It's in a quick precept.
Right. I wanted to add to that.
You got a king.
Well, can you
yep.
Okay, can you get Proverbs 4 and 2?
Let's get Proverbs 4 and 2. Salakia. All right. One king.
Yeah, can you read it?
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 4 and verse 2.
Right.
Zoom in for Israel, Salakia. It reads, "For I give you good doctrine."
Read it again.
"For I give you good doctrine.
All right.
Forsake ye not my law."
It says, "For I give you good doctrine." Salakia, "For I give you good doctrine and forsake ye not my law." So the whole video is do the right thing in integrity, right? When we read these precepts, these scriptures, these accounts, so on and so forth, it tells us, or it gives us wisdom to do the right thing, right? And through the Spirit. You get Proverbs 27, Papa Shah.
On Proverbs 27?
20 and verse 7.
20 and verse 7. The book of Proverbs, right? Chapter 20. Let's get verse 7. Zoom in on that thing for Israel. All right. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 20 and verse 7. It reads, "The just man walketh in his integrity.
All right.
His children are blessed after him."
It says the just man walketh in his integrity. Just was just being righteous. Actually, can you go to the definition real quick?
Let's get the definition of just.
Just leave the synonyms.
Yeah. This is the definition of the word just. It says, based on or behaving according to what is morally right and fair.
Can you go synonyms? It says a just man, right?
Decent, honest, righteous,
See?
Moral.
See that?
Principled. And what are the principles that we stand on as a nation of people? The law, statutes, and commandments.
Exactly.
The precepts. That is what we stand on. So when it comes down to being a just man, a devout man, look, you're standing on the principles of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. Right? You have moral. You have uprightness.
Right. And it says the just man walketh in his integrity. And you can take this as a just man walking in his integrity as like him being confident and him being having that zeal, like, yes, this is what I do. I keep the law, statutes, commandments, right? I'm an open book, some would say, right? Because if he's walking in his integrity, you know, brother or sister, they don't got nothing to hide. You know what I mean? And that's doing the right thing when nobody's looking.
Yep.
Right. It's kind of like being that walking iPhone without a password. They brothers and sisters, they could just swipe up, right? They could look at the history, text messages.
You got nothing to hide.
Nothing. Right? They open this book, and now they open book, right? So it says the just man walketh in his integrity, right? And his children are blessed after him.
And Salaki, real quick, that's the beautiful part about having moral, because when you have moral, you know, and you just being upright, you just doing what's right. The beautiful part about it is when you have the integrity with it, when you hold fast to these same things when nobody's around.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of not the person that, oh, I'm going to act on fire because everyone's right here.
Exactly.
You know, when you have integrity, you know, you don't mix your integrity with your moral when the moment is right. You're always doing what's right.
Always.
Right? So that's the beautiful thing when you have moral and integrity and you fuse them together with sincerity. You're going to do the right thing and be on fire and take the righteous route no matter what,
Right.
no matter what's going on, no matter who you're around. And that's something I was I actually meditated on that at work today. I was at work, you know, and I'm around worldly Jake, around worldly people in general, no matter
Uh-huh.
what nation they be, Jake and as well as other nations, right? And I hear what they say. I hear the conversation of them, and I'm just sitting there, I like to meditate, and righteousness through the spirit. So I sit there, I think to myself, I say, I just thought to myself, I say, ain't no Akim around. Ain't nobody here to rebuke me.
Right, right.
It's me, the most high watching me. I just
Yeah.
thought to myself, I said, that's crazy. I said, you gotta do the right thing no matter what.
Yeah.
I say you gotta stand on business, as Jake B said, you gotta stand on business. And I said, no, ain't nobody here to rebuke me if I was to do something wrong, if I was to say something off. And I said, wow. I said, the same way I act in front of Akim, I got to stand on that, when they nowhere near. And that thought literally just dawned on me while I'm in the on the plantation, you know, sweating my brow in captivity. And I just thought about that. I said, wow. So you really do got to be like that, man. So it's like, it kind of make you self-examine yourself even more. You watch what you're saying. You watching the conversation that you indulging in. And people in the workplace, they notice certain things.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
Jake kind of get to having this lustful, foul conversation about women, and you kind of walk to another area.
Got
Nah, they you think he might be blankety blank blank blank, and they do that type stuff. Childish grown men. You refuse to indulge in the conversation of the wicked. Now they kind of give you all type of slurs and say
Yeah.
you might be this and you might be that. I
Yeah.
remember that happened to me at work. You know, I didn't want to be around a foul conversation. And it said a lot was vexed with the conversation of the wicked. I didn't want to be around it.
And it's like it. They're gonna once you do that one time, they're gonna keep on like trying to get a rise out of you, see you maybe answer a question, right? They're gonna try to do the same thing in a different situation. Okay, I'm gonna say this now. All right, he walked away. The next time I'm gonna do the same thing, right? Because they want to see you like them, right? Most or some of the times, you know.
Yeah.
And one precept before you get that, just to let me back off to end off what I brought out.
Salakia. Ah, my mouse.
Yeah.
Real quick. Salakia Israel. 1 second. 1 second. It just called me. Salakia.
Wasn't it presented? Was it?
Salaki Israel, super Salaki. Please forgive us for that, Salaki Israel. We'll dive right back into it. Um, Slight intermission once again, Salaki. We're gonna dive right back into it. Go right back to the precepts.
Uh,
I know I had one real quick, and I know you had one. Let's
um,
get this real quick. Just make it quick.
I was just laying back off what you that testimony brought out at the child.
Yeah, well, I just want one precept on that. This is the book of 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 7. It says, and deliver just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. And that's how it be through the spirit, being, at work. The Most High kind of put the spirit on you to deliver you, kind of how you walk in another direction, go sit and duck off in another area, pull out your phone and start looking at precepts.
Right.
Because you vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. And, they look at you funny for that because you don't want to indulge in those things with them because you have moral and you have integrity. It don't take for Akim to be sitting right there doing that tap on the shoulder, kind of ask you, why is you talking to them? Why they talking? No. You got integrity. You have moral. And look, you're just going to do the right thing straight up and down. And even though nobody's watching on a carnal level, you're going to do what's right.
Right.
Right, but you got it, King.
I was just gonna have you bring out Luke chapter 8 verse 17. This
is the book of Luke chapter 8, right? Verse 17 reads, for nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest,
right?
Neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad.
So this precept is playing upon tables, right? I mean, the Lord is a man of war, right? So we have to fight these spirits, right? These demons that try to get in our head to entice us to, if we're in situations like that, to indulge in those conversations, right? We have to just stand 10 toes and do the right thing, no matter what, no matter if somebody's looking, somebody's not looking, right? This is just ourselves at the job, right? So it says nothing in secret shall be made manifest, right? So just to avoid this whole precept from happening is to just stand 10 toes and do the right thing. And disclaimer, like for me personally, I always like to think of just Yahushua, right? Like standing right next to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just he's standing, he's not in the midst, right? Because you're around heathen and just wicked conversation. But as far as just keep that mindset, just keep you locked in. Like, no, I gotta avoid that. I'm gonna walk away. Look at this precept.
Yeah.
Right. Just stand 10 toes on the integrity by you.
Yeah, that's how it be. Like not necessarily saying, like you said, not necessarily saying Yahushua is, in the midst of these heathen, but
right, yeah.
It kind of gotta have that mindset, like Yahushua kind of right here, man, he kind of watching me. Yeah. The angels always watching. Let me get a quick precept real quick. I want to say that's Jeremiah 17, the classic. I want to say, let me see. Yeah, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, and I'm starting at verse 1. It say the sin of Judah is written with a pen of iron and with the point of a diamond. It is graven upon the table of their heart and upon the horns of your altars. Hey, so look, you kind of got the angels, they watching. They ready to write down that sin, man.
Right.
They gonna write it down. They got to report this back to the Lord at the end of the day, and they taking note of it, straight up and down. And say, all right, so look, you contemplating going off. Hey, the angels kind of right there, a watching, ready to jot that sin down, man. Right. And say, well, Lord, kind of woo. You only want them to have to do you like that,
right?
Because they watching all the time, right? Let's get another precept. I'm gonna go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 7. Dive into these precepts. Salakia once again. That was a 10-minute intermission. Salakia. It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, right? Chapter 7. I'm start at verse 1. It says, "Do no evil, so shall no harm come unto thee." And that's why it's better to have integrity and have moral and just do the right thing. Right. The scriptures even encourage that you do the right thing. So you don't even have to go through anything. Yeah. You already going to go through stuff off the strength of the Most High. Hey, look, he's purifying us. We're that gold and that silver that got to be purified. Right. So we could be beautiful before the Lord, a purified, cleansed before the Lord. So you're already going to go through trials and tribulations. You're already going to go through chastening. Don't make it worse. Mm-hmm. Have integrity, have moral, and do no evil. Right. I should have titled it I wanted the title is better to just do the right thing, But just talking about character development, so the character that we want to work on, or the aspect of it, will be moral and integrity.
Right.
Because it's better to just go ahead and just do the right thing, right? Just don't sin. Try your best not to sin and go off. And look, it says, so shall no harm come unto thee. And that deals with you choosing to just go ahead and do the right thing. That deals with moral, just doing what's good, just doing what's right. And the integrity behind it is you doing it. Hey, look, no matter who's looking, right? No matter who's around, even behind closed doors, 100 miles away, you still standing on business and righteousness for the Lord. So the scriptures already admonish us, look, don't go off. That way, don't no harm got to come upon you. It says, verse 2, depart from the unjust, and iniquity shall turn away from thee. So when you have moral, and that's the thing about moral, people notice when you have moral, okay? They notice when you don't want to be wicked like them.
Right.
Spirits realize that.
Yeah.
Spirits realize when you're trying to depart from the unjust, right? And guess what? These demons, they don't want you to depart from the unjust. You want to know why? Because they don't want that iniquity to turn away from you. They want to pour that iniquity upon you.
Right.
Right? So like, I mean, say click chapter 8. Right? They want to drown you in iniquity. They want to drown you in unrighteousness. People try to lure you in to commit lewdness with them. Right? But what does the scripture say? Depart from the unjust. Right? And iniquity shall turn away from thee. So the Most High, essentially, he'll give you the victory. Because the Most High could let you be consumed in your folly. He could let you be consumed in your iniquity. But he kind of, like Jake said in the world, free game. You know, the Lord give you free game. He said, look, just get away from the thugs, the killers, the drug dealers, just get away from the unjust. That way sin can flee away from you.
Right.
Because if you sit there and indulge and, mess around with all of that, well, iniquity going to get up with you. It says, verse 3, my son, sow not upon the furrows of unrighteousness, and thou shalt not reap them sevenfold. And we just read about that sevenfold. Things is worse, it's doublefold, it's sevenfold upon sinners. All this trial and tribulation and affliction. So don't even sow upon unrighteousness. That way you don't got to reap unrighteousness sevenfold. Right? That's in Galatians, the 6th chapter, I want to say. Let me get that real quick.
Bring it out.
Salakia. Dang. Salakia Israel. I misspelled it. This book, Galatians chapter 6. I want to go down to verse 8. It says, for he that soweth to his flesh shall reap of the flesh corruption. But he that soweth to the spirit shall of the spirit reap life everlasting. Right? So you want to watch where you sow. The scriptures just told us, don't sow upon the furrows of unrighteousness. Because what's that? Sowing to the flesh. The desires of this flesh, the lust of the flesh.
Right. And
the Lord said you're going to reap what? At the end of the day, corruption. Sevenfold. You're going to completely reap corruption. But sow to the spirit. Sow righteousness. Sow works of righteousness. Right? And you'll reap everlasting life. Plain upon tables. Right? You got a precept or anything, King, want to bring out?
Go to Proverbs 28 and 26.
You got it. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 28, right? In verse 26. It says, he that trusteth in his own heart is a fool.
Right.
But whoso walketh wisely.
Read it again.
But whoso walketh wisely, he shall be delivered.
And that's fire, right? It says, but whoso walketh wisely, he shall be delivered, right? Whoso walketh wisely, what's walking wisely? Having integrity, just doing the right thing, staying 10 toes down, because we keep on repeating this, but we keep on trying to make a point, right? Can you go to Proverbs 10 and verse 9, please?
That's paying you. You better off walking wisely and
not trusting your own heart, your mind.
You definitely want to do that.
Yep.
Don't lean on your own understanding. You want to what, King?
Proverbs chapter 10, verse 9. Book
of Proverbs chapter 10, verse 9. Walk wisely, man. It's the book of Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 9. He that walketh uprightly walketh surely,
right?
but he that perverteth his ways shall be known.
It says, but he that perverteth his ways shall be known, right? So walking wise and walking with integrity, right? When you're around the Akim, right, you're around the church, they're everything is spiritual. They're just going to see it. They're going to feel it. Like this brother, we know that this brother's trying to hold the 10 tones down, right? And when you do that, the spirit, it kind of it ricochets for other brothers as well. Meaning like, okay, it's a righteous inspiration,
Yeah,
right? It makes them want to go 10 times harder, right?
yeah.
You got something?
Yeah, I was gonna expound on this too. It say he that walketh uprightly walketh surely, and that's what I want to touch on that too, because that's really beautiful. Because when somebody doing the right thing, they do got a different type of walk to them. They got a different type of swagger, a different type of confidence, right?
Right.
Because they just doing what's right. They walk with confidence. When you walk surely, I mean, you kind of not worried.
Yeah.
When you walking uprightly, full of integrity, full of moral, because you just do the right thing. That brother not in a frantic. He's not in a panic, right? He's not unsure.
Right.
No, that brother, hey, look, he's on a mission. He's locked in. He walking up rightly, and he walking surely with full faith and assurance and confidence. And Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. It says, but he that perverted his ways shall be known. So when you pervert your way, it's the Lord said that's going to be known.
Mhm.
If you kind of do other things behind closed doors and nobody's not around, that's going to start to show on your spirit and through your actions.
Mhm.
It's going to be known. The Lord is going to bring it forth to light, like the brother brought out in Luke earlier, when you pervert your ways. And of course, we don't want to pervert our ways. We don't want to turn away righteousness just to pick up wickedness,
Right.
right? Just because nobody's around to tell us don't do it. That's why you got to have moral and walk surely and uprightly, right? Walk justly, right? Because I mean, I can even attest to it. If I go off, I don't walk surely. All right. If I'm not walking uprightly, I'm not walking surely. I don't have the same type of confidence. I don't
Right.
have the same type of faith. I remember I was a babe in this thing, man. I wasn't walking uprightly all the time. I was scared to leave the house. I was not walking surely, you know, and that's what happens when you don't walk uprightly.
Right.
You're not even
Right.
confident in this walk. You don't know if you in this thing or not. You're not sure about nothing. You're not sure and confident about your faith in the Lord. You don't really know if you in this thing. You don't really know. It's all over the place. Why? Because you're not walking uprightly. But if you do walk uprightly and you choose good rather than bad, the Lord will allow you to walk surely, because He's going to establish your ways. He's going to establish your thoughts when you commit your works unto Him, like you talk about in Proverbs the 16th chapter, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
But when you pervert your ways, it says it's going to be known, you know, and that's plain. That's going to the precept. Right.
Con.
I want to get Job, right, chapter 2, just to touch on a point that I was bringing out earlier. This is the book of Job, right, chapter 2 and verse 9, right? Because even Job understood that, look, we're going to go through it. He said we're going to receive good and evil, pretty much, right? So even Job understood, like, look, you're going to go through it. But the point of this video is you want to have moral and integrity to not make it worse, because you want to just do the right thing. I'll start at verse 9. It says, then said his wife unto him, doest thou still retain thine integrity? Curse God and die. Right? Which is some tough words to shoo out your mouth.
Yeah.
Right? But she said, look, do you still retain your integrity? Do you still retain your morality? I mean, look, things not looking too good for you. So this is another thing about having moral and integrity. Even when things not going your way and your whole world falling apart, you still got to do the right thing.
Still got to.
You can't lose and drop your integrity, right? Because things not going how you want them to go. I mean, so like your morality. You can't drop your morality. You can't say, well, the Lord was blessed me, but since He not no more, well, I ain't finna be on fire no more. I'm just gonna do what I want to do, until He decides to bless me again. Then I'll start to get back on fire. No, that's folly.
Right.
You cannot drop your morality because things not going so-called how you want them to go. Because if you drop your morality, you at that moment you've dropped your integrity. You want to know why? Because you only do good for the reward that's in it.
Right.
You're not really doing, you ain't really being sincere, you ain't really doing good because you just really love righteousness and you really want to do what's right by Yahweh Shem Shah. You only doing it because he can give you riches and honor,
Right.
in this carnal lifetime. That it's incorruptible flesh. So you gotta retain your integrity. This man's life started falling apart. Right? So your life could be falling apart. I mean, Jake going through it. Bills, bills, bills. Every time you get paid, it goes right down the drain.
God.
Right? And remember, that's that yoke. That's that yoke.
Right.
Now, do you want to make it worse by going off, by cursing the Most High, by losing your integrity, by losing your morality, and start wilding out because things not the way you want them to be?
Right.
It says verse 10. But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of Yahweh Bashem Shai? And shall we not receive evil? In all this did not Job sin with his lips. So Job ain't go off by saying what he's saying.
Right.
Job, he wasn't in sin. And say, look, we receive good at the hand of the Most High, and we receive evil too. I mean, I don't know nobody that get in a car wreck and say, yeah, that was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Right.
I mean, one would think, one day it rolled over 8 times. I mean, nobody get up and, I mean, you probably be damn impaired. That's an evil thing. The roof just caved in right now and flames is on the house. That's an evil thing.
Right.
And that's not to say that the Lord is wicked or he's off. We receive good and evil from the Most High because we're going to go through things, right? We're going to go through chastening and trial and tribulation. But in the midst of it all, you still got to maintain your moral and your integrity. And that's why this segment is called character development, because zoning in on things like this works on the inner you. And that's what we see our forefathers had a lot of. They had a lot of character and righteousness, and that's why these things is written for our learning. That's why you got to work on your character. The Most High could put you through the ringer, man. Are you still going to hold fast to your integrity? Like Job said, are you going to maintain your ways? Are you still going to maintain your ways even when things is not the way you want them to be? Things is not going the way you want them to go. Are you still going to hold it down and ride behind Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and Yahweh Shai? Are you going to do that or not? Are you going to uphold your moral and do what's right even when your whole life falling apart? Even when wickedness is presented to you? I'm going to get precept on that too. I'm going to let the brother hop into this thing. What you want, King?
Okay. Can you get Sirach chapter 11 and verse 25?
Let's get that.
Sure.
Let's get that. It's the book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 11, right, and verse 25. Right. It says, in the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction. And in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity.
Right. So you have one and another, right? That just flip-flop, right? But us being like Job, these scriptures being written for our learning, our understanding, right? Us looking at Job, seeing his whole trials, right? Like it helps us through the, like it says, affliction, right? It says in the day of prosperity, there's a forgetfulness of affliction. And in the day of affliction, there's no more remembrance of prosperity. Right. So if we're being integral, right, we're gonna try to just stay locked in and 10 toes, even though we might be taken away. It's like we might be taken away of the prosperity of whatever aspect we've gone through, right, in this affliction. Now, we're reflecting on how it was before. We're not just saying all praise to the Most High. We're not just thanking the Most High, right? Through the affliction, that is. But you got it.
Right, I'm gonna read that again. It says, in the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction. And this also teaches you humility too. You kind of got it going on. You up, Jason, I'm up right now.
Yeah.
And you kind of forget when you was down on hard times, when you was going through it.
Yeah.
When you ain't had a rack ace, right? When you wasn't racked up, as Jake say. Because, you got it going on. But that teaches you humility. Hey, even when you do got it going on, and remember, Ace, And Most High brought you from the dust, from that lower state. All right. You got to remember that. And guess what? You gotta hold fast to your integrity. When that prosperity is gone, because it's in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity. When you in that day of affliction, don't lose your moral and integrity. Right? It's easy to have moral and integrity when you prospering. You on fire, you doing your thing. Most I got you mighty in this thing and all of that. It's easy to have it then. It's easier to have that confidence then. But what about when you on the other side of the stick, that affliction? Is you gonna hold fast to your integrity, or are you gonna say, well, I've been afflicted right now, I'm in this lower state, might as well keep messing up. It don't look like things getting better for me no time soon anyway. No, you still gotta push and fight and give it all you got.
That's right.
To maintain your integrity and to maintain your moral. Keep up your good works. Let me get that real quick. Let me get that in Ezekiel 22:14. I believe that is. It's book of Ezekiel chapter 22 and verse 14. It says, can thy heart endure, or can thy hands be strong in the days that I shall deal with thee? I, the Lord, have spoken it and will do it. So the Lord said, can your heart be strong? Right? And your heart being symbolic for your mind.
Right.
Can you stay level-headed and endure through this fiery furnace when the Lord dealing with you? It said, can thy hands be strong? Your hands represent your works. When Jake go through it, even in the world, when Jake fall on hard times, he usually don't keep up with his hands. He don't keep up with his works. He starts selling drugs.
Yeah.
Right? Start robbing, breaking and entering, burglary.
Yeah.
Because the Lord dealing with him now. His mind getting weak, and he choosing a so-called easier, quick route to get back on his feet instead of holding it down and enduring until things get better.
Right.
His hands don't stay strong. He don't keep up with good works. So it's the same thing for us when we going through it. We got to keep up with our moral and our integrity. We got to let our hands be strong, our works be strong. We got to keep our minds strong to constantly endure and keep our faith, trust, hope in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Even when we going through it, facing adversity, which we're going to go through. The Lord already said you're going to go through it. You already got this yoke on you. You're already going to receive good and evil. You're already going to suffer. All right. Do you want to make it worse by being off and not having no integrity and no morals and standing on righteousness, the Lord's statutes, commandments, and precepts? Or do you want to endure it, and be happy are ye that suffer for righteousness' sake? Right? See what else I want to get, what else I got. Right? I want to touch on this integrity real quick. Let's get 1 Samuel. Show integrity in the scriptures real quick. Moral, just doing the right thing, doing what's right, doing what's good. Right? Let's scroll down. I want this account with David, right, and Saul. We start at verse 9. Let me see. Well, we start up. This is called having moral right here. This is called having character on display by David. He just did what was right. He didn't go after his own heart's lust. He didn't go after his own desires. He did what was right and said, "Look, at the end of the day, I gotta stand on business and keep the word of the Lord and do what's right." Right. It's the book of 1 Samuel chapter 26. I'm gonna start at verse 6. It says, "Then answered David and said to Ahimelech the Hittite and to Abishai the son of Zeruiah, brother to Joab, saying, Who will go down with me to Saul to the camp? And Abishai said, I will go down with thee. So David and Abishai came to the people by night, and behold, Saul lay sleeping within the trench, and his spear stuck in the ground at his bolster. But Abner and the people lay round about him." Right? So these men are asleep. So all of them are asleep. You got David right here, you got Abishai. Right? Kind of got Saul spear right there, stuck in the ground by his bolster. Right? And you got Abner and everybody laying around. These men are asleep. Okay. Right? It says, verse 8. Then said Abishai to David, God have delivered thine enemy into thy hand this day. Now therefore let me smite him, I pray thee, with the spear even to the earth at once, and I will not smite him the second time. So Abishai told David, being that voice in the back of his head, hey, the Lord kind of delivered your enemy right into your hand. Let me get him. Let me get him. kind of in his ear. Let me get him high. And he trying to sound persuasive with it too. One shot kill, David. I won't have to do it twice. Lord, the enemy right here. Now, David, Abishai, look, he's hungry for the kill, man. Right? Or David didn't lose all manner of thought process of the fact that this man is the Lord's anointed.
Right.
David showed character at this moment. And this is the thing. See, when opportunity presents itself, what are you gonna do? This goes to show moral in choosing the right thing and standing on principle of the right thing, the righteousness. Say, how about you, Shah? The Lord says the commandments, right? And this goes to show integrity, because here's what it is. Let me break it down. Moral, right? David, no. Abishai even telling them, we can end this right here, right now.
Yeah.
The opportunity is presenting itself right there. But moral kicks into play because remember we read about moral, good and bad, evil and wicked. Which one are you going to do? Right? Now, David, he said at the end of the day, this is the Lord's anointed. The right thing to do is, look, I'm not about to kill the Lord anointed. Like, that's just a light thing to do. Right. Okay, yeah, you off. We know he kind of, jammed up right now, but he's the Lord anointed. The Lord will finish him when the Lord finish him. Right? If the Lord want me to, fall upon him, the Lord will command me to fall upon him. Simple as that. Man. David held it down no matter what. Right. Even when the opportunity presented itself, he still ain't do it. So he had moral and just did the right thing. That's pretty much all moral is. Moral uprightness, being just, being devout, being righteous, just doing the right thing. Right? When people have moral, they do the right thing. It's a regular day, nothing going on. You stop at the red light, you wait till it turns green. Right. That's having morality. What we read on there, law abiding. Right?
See that?
That's simple. That's all moral is. Right? Just doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So David A did the right thing. I'm not touching the Lord's anointing. But B, his integrity kicks into play. How? Because the opportunity presented itself for him to do all manner of wrong. And he still ain't do it. Right? That's like a harlot. Okay, what is the moral thing to do when it comes to a harlot that's walking to and from in the midst of the street? The moral thing to do is to not deal with her. Obviously, right. That would be the moral thing to do. Okay, don't deal with a harlot. Okay, you standing on some type of principle, right? You've been law abiding. You're being just. You're being righteous. Don't deal with a harlot. Don't deal with a prostitute. Okay, cool. But where does your integrity kick in at? When she's spewing forth those enticing words, right? Integrity kicks in when you have all the chance, opportunity to do nothing but the wrong thing and fulfill your lust, and you say no. That's integrity.
Right.
Nobody ain't no I came around. She say, I'm ready to help you out. Right? And look, ain't no I came to the left or to the right to say, brother, come on, but nobody there. What you gonna do?
Right.
That would be your integrity. She's spewing all type of lustful things. I can help you. I have what you need.
Right.
Hasn't it been a while?
The goodman is not home.
The goodman is not home, like it's in Proverbs. It's just us. It's me and you, baby. I can give you a good time. You look like you just got off work. Oh man. Everything that would make you say yabba dabba do and slam the button and say let's make it everything. But your integrity says no. This ain't it, man. This ain't it. And then you can have that thought too. What if Akim was right here? Would I do the same thing? Man, heck, I know I wouldn't. If Yahweh was right here, I'd say no in an instant. Those thoughts can come to your mind and exhort you. Well, the Most High really want me to do this, man. I know he wouldn't want me to do this. Well, Yahweh should I do this? I know Yahweh should wouldn't do it. Right. And then your integrity kick in. So David had pure chance of opportunity with Abishai egging it on. Being that voice. Hey, and get him. I take your top op out right now. Somebody once I won't have to do it again. It says verse 9. And David said to Abishai, destroy him not. For who can stretch forth his hand against the Lord's anointed and be guiltless? David told him straight up, he said, whoa there, buddy. Take it easy.
Right.
All right, look, we ain't got to do all that. All right, because if you want to be honest about it, can't nobody be guiltless if you stretch forth your hand against the Lord anointed. You ain't getting off with that one. Did the Lord command you to do such? I didn't think so. All
Mm.
right. It says, verse 10. David said, furthermore, as the Lord liveth, the Lord shall smite him,
Mm.
or his days shall come to die,
See that?
or he shall descend into battle and perish. So David damn near prophesied. He said, well, the Lord gonna take care of it.
Right.
I mean, the Lord put the spirit upon him. Who are you to make him give up the ghost? The Lord to make him give up the ghost when he see fit, however he see fit.
Man.
And David said, look, either he gonna smite him, either the Lord just gonna straight up smite him, or his day just gonna come that he should die, maybe old age or whatever, or he gonna descend to battle and perish. And lo and behold, Saul went into battle and perished. Straight up and down. So this goes to show moral, which is simply what? Just doing the right thing.
Right.
And integrity. When you have clear opportunity to, in all manner, to go off and you choose not to do it. Moral and integrity. That's why the Romans 15 and 4, these things written for our learning. It's a beautiful account. When you look at it in that aspect,
Right.
It says, verse 11, the Lord forbid that I should stretch forth my hand against the Lord's anointed. But I pray thee, take thou now the spear that is at his bolster and the cruse of water, and let us go. So David took the spear and the cruse of water from Saul's bolster, and they got them away. And no man saw it, nor knew it, neither awaked. For they were all asleep, because a deep sleep from the Lord was fallen upon them. And like I said, nobody was really around to really persuade David to not do it.
Mm-hmm.
So David was really moving in the spirit, in the fear of the Lord. Nobody was around to tell this man, look, chill out. Don't listen to Abishai. It's just them two one-on-one at this particular moment. So that's like, not necessarily just trying to, call Abishai wicked or nothing. Don't take it out of context. But, that's like you and Satan one-on-one. It's just you and him. And all he got is enticing words for you.
Right.
I said, brother might not be around. How brother gonna be around 12 midnight? That brother sleep with his family. All right. It's just you and Satan. All right. And Satan can look. Yeah. You won't have to do it twice. All right. I can make this first go around a hell of a ride, buddy. You won't have to go. You won't have to swing the block twice. I can get yeah. And you gotta say, nah. La. Can't do it. Nope. Can't deal with you, man.
Right.
Kind
of on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Whisper in your ear.
Yeah, what they be having a little in the cartoons? They got the bad guy, the devil, or her, and the angel. How they be doing it?
Yep.
All you got is the spirit at that moment. Either the spirit upon you to truly fear the Lord, and you say, "Look, I'm not doing it."
Yeah.
Or Satan kind of get the victory, man. Right. But we ain't dealing with Satan getting the victory, and we trying to get the victory, man. That's right. And bring this flesh under subjection, right? So this is moral and integrity. All infused in one, man, and wisdom and discernment, right? With this specific account, right? Precept King.
Yeah. And that's mighty, brother, bring that out. I mean, David literally said in Psalms 26, "I'll wash my hands in innocency."
See that?
That's pretty bold to say.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Be blameless and all.
That was mighty. If you could say that, hey, it's mighty.
Right. If you could pull Proverbs chapter 7, and it's all fire, but you could start at verse 1.
Right, it's the book of Proverbs chapter 7, starting at verse 1.
All right.
It says, "My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thy eye.
You can read on.
Bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the table of thy heart. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman."
Right. So keep these commandments on our heart, keep them on our mind. Right. It says, say unto wisdom, thou art my sister. Right. We do anything for our sister. Right. We would protect our sister if our sister was in trouble. Yep. Right. And it says, call understanding thy kinswoman. This precept's fire. And the point I want you to read, number 5.
Verse 5. That they may keep thee from the strange woman.
See that?
From the stranger which flattereth with her lips.
Now, we know the scriptures, the strange woman can be a lot of things, right? But just to keep it in context, literally it says, keep thee, right here, it says that they may keep thee from a strange woman, from the stranger with flattereth with her words. right? So when we keep wisdom and these commandments, we know off the dome just to do the right thing always, right? And we keep on saying integrity, whether it's not when Akim's around, when Akim's around,
Yep.
right? It's just the right thing to do, right? And all in all, the Most High, Yahweh Yahushai and Yahushai, they're both watching, right? So I want to get a mighty account, the ultimate classic in Genesis chapter 39.
All right, let's get the book of Genesis, right? Chapter 39. Fire classic right there. You got look, that's the spirit you gotta be moving in, man. You have to run.
It's like strange woman, or it could be, real woman. So.
A strange woman could be different philosophies, doctrines, deceits, right? On these damn religions and stuff. It could be a carnal woman,
Yeah.
Where you want me to start at? This whole thing kind of fire.
I'm looking at the screen. You can start at verse.
We're gonna get some context. I got you.
Okay.
We're gonna get some context, right? This is the book of Genesis, chapter 39, and I'm gonna start at verse 6. It says, and he left all that he had in Joseph's hand, and he knew not aught he had, save the bread which he did eat. And Joseph was a goodly person and well favored. It says, and it came to pass after these things that his master's wife, strange woman here, cast her eyes upon Joseph, and she said, lie with me. And look, that's these spirits. That's why your moral and your integrity has to kick in. These demons want you to lie with them. They want you to go off with them and join the dark side.
Right.
What that one thing say? I'm born in the dark. Them demons born in the dark. Brother, we children of the light. You understand? Right. We ain't born in the damn dark. Okay. It says, verse 8. But he refused and said unto his master's wife, behold, my master wotteth not what is with me in the house. And he hath committed all that he hath to my hand.
See that?
There is none greater in this house than I. Neither have he kept back anything from me but thee, because thou art his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? And you got it.
No, I was gonna say that's how I know he was keeping the law of the Most High, right? Because
say no adultery over here, buddy.
See that? And it's like the precept we just brought out. It says, "Keep my commandments and live." Joseph not only wasn't keeping his integrity here, stand 10 toes, right? He was keeping the commandments.
Exactly.
Right. And it says at verse 7, it says, and she said, lie with me. And that's actually what I was going to bring out as well. Like that's not just a strange woman. It could be our chief thorns in this truth, right? That we fight, we battle all the time.
Yeah.
Right. Try to fight off these spirits and demons that just wanted to get us to go off willingly.
Yeah.
Right? So
I want you to lie with them. That's what they want.
Yeah, it's the condition of the battle. Right. Yep. And you can continue reading, King.
It says, verse 10, and it came to pass as she spake to Joseph day by day, that he hearkened not unto her to lie by her or to be with her. And
it's like, and that's like enduring for real. It literally says day by day, right? No breaks, right?
Hey, no breaks. And that's how it is with these spirits. Brother, gotta fight lust every day, even if you're not physically gonna go off. Okay, the thoughts coming about, you kind of walking in the grocery store and you mind your business, and then a beautiful woman comes across the path out of nowhere, and then she's staring at you, trying to make eye contact. Right? It's a day by day, man. All right, this is a condition of the battle. Right? That man that is born upon the earth gotta fight, roughly paraphrasing. Right? Choose ye rather life. And that's what Joseph did. He chose life. He said, well, look, the hell with you, woman. I ain't doing this. Look, I got moral over here.
Right.
And his moral is what? The law, statutes, and commandments. The fear of the Lord is his moral. And his integrity is him standing on that moral and on those principles and standing on the fear of the Lord even when nobody's watching. This is a one-on-one, him and a woman.
One-on-one.
Ain't nobody there. Where's Judah?
Right.
Where's Reuben? Come on, Joe. Don't do it. Nobody's there. All you got is you and the fear of the Lord. And you know,
Yeah.
choose ye rather life. Choose ye this day rather life.
Right.
This is your moral and your integrity, right? Choose to do what's right and stand on that no matter what. I'm read on. Slakia. It says, Slakia. And it came to pass, as she spake to Joseph day by day, that he hearkened not unto her to lie by her, or to be with her. And it
No.
came to pass about this time that Joseph went into the house to do his business.
See that?
Slakia.
Just minding his own business.
Right. Do he look that
Really?
man doing his business.
Right.
All right. Straight up and down. It says to do his business, and there was none of the men of the house there within. So here we go again. It's always that moment, man. You see how Satan work, man. Satan don't necessarily come at you when you're around the Akim.
Right.
It's too much mightiness within the camp. Right.
Man.
That's why you got to stay in the house of the Lord.
Right.
You got to stay in the house of the Lord. It say that in Leviticus with the priests. It said y'all got this oil, y'all got this holy oil on y'all. If you leave, you're going to die. Right?
See that?
You got this oil upon you. You can't leave. You cannot leave the house of the Lord. Okay? Right. Because it's no hedge outside of the house of the Lord. You got to stay in this thing. And Satan always trying to catch you lacking by yourself. So solo dolo, as they say. Satan like that one-on-one. Because he know when you're around the body, he gonna get jumped. Right? Satan be trying to test you when you're on your own.
Can you just read verse 11 again? Then
read verse 11 again. And it came to pass about this time that Joseph went into the house to do his business, and there was none of the men of the house there within.
And that's us, like, in this truth, right? We just went in the house of the Lord. We're trying to stay like diligent in this thing, right? We're just diligent in our business through spirit, right? Trying to serve the Lord, right? Stay occupied, stay on fire, pray, read, right? Doing all these fire things, right? And we're staying diligent through the spirit, right? And it says, and there was none of the men of the house there within, right? So it's just us, right, alone. That's when these chief thorns, these demons, these spirits, right? That's they trigger. That's like, okay, now it's my time. It's like,
stay stomping ground.
Yeah. I'm about to clock in.
All alone.
Yep.
And that go to show your integrity.
Yeah.
You're like, well, look, ain't nobody watching. You know, I can kind of do my thing. No, you can't. Man. Even when ain't nobody watching, no, you can't. That's your integrity, and you got to hold your moral, right? You got to do what's right. You got to do the right thing, no matter what. It says, verse 12, and she caught him by his garment, saying, lie with me. So these demons are taken to the extent they will hem you up. Okay. She caught him by his garment. She grabbing on that man. He probably looking at her like, you crazy one. What are you doing?
Right.
She lie with me. And you know, I'm led to believe she might have got a little forceful. I don't even know if she said lie with me in a regular voice.
Right.
She might got a little aggressive there. You know,
right.
Ain't no telling. All right. But these demons, they'll take it there. They'll do whatever it takes. You know, they'll do whatever it takes.
See that?
It says, and he left his garment in her hand and fled and got him out. All right. He said, look, the hell with you. Even the hell with the garment. I'm out of here. Right? Hey, it may be, hey, listen. All right. You may have to get out of there. All right. Maybe 1 in the morning. You may have to jump up. Throw the cover off you. Maybe. Whatever it takes not to do it. All right. You have to get you out. All right. You got to get you out, man.
Right.
Whatever it takes. Throw the phone across the wall. I don't give a damn. Whatever it takes, brother. Get you out. Hold it down. Stand 10 toes. You a prince, hast thou power with Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and you will prevail over man and these damn demons, man. Right? You a warrior. You a soldier, brother. You have strength with the Most High. You have the mediator, Yahweh Shai, man. The righteous. Hatazadak. Right? Israelite, man. You can get this victory. You can stand on business and have moral and integrity and get you out. Whatever the situation may be, man. All right? That was my account right there. right?
Classic.
The precept real quick.
All praise the Most High.
The book of Tobit, right? Chapter 12. Start winding down and then get a few more. It's the book of Tobit, right? Chapter 12 and verse 7. It is good to keep close the secret of a king, but it is honorable to reveal the works of God. Do that which is good, and no evil shall touch you. So even the Lord said, look, just do what's good. No evil got to touch you, right? This is moral. Just do good. Just do the right thing. Just do what's right. Thou shalt not steal. Well, don't steal. Just don't steal.
Right.
That's moral. Just doing what's right. Doing the principal things. Being law abiding, like we read in the synonyms. Right? Thou shalt not kill. All right. Well, don't go around murdering nobody. Okay, cool. It's moral. And then your integrity comes in. Well, when ain't nobody watching you, is you still gonna not steal? Or is you gonna kind of steal because ain't nobody watching you? That's the deal breaker there. That's that integrity.
Right.
What was that in Joshua the 7th chapter? Achan. He kind of stole the Babylonian garment. He knew the law. Through the spirit, he knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody watch. You kind of say, look, man, I need that garment. And it kind of jammed him up. Now, what if everybody was watching him? Everybody was watching, he probably would never picked it up. But well, see, he had moral. He knew the law. He knew the right thing to do. But you kind of get that alone time and you kind of, do you. No. We ain't trying to do all that. It says, do that which is good and no evil shall touch you. Right? That's plain. No. Get the book of Psalms. Right? So 25. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 25 and verse 21. Let integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait on thee. And that's beautiful because we touching on integrity and uprightness. I mean, they go hand in hand. Uprightness is moral and integrity. So even David, look, let integrity and uprightness preserve me. Integrity, holding it down no matter what, no matter who's around, no matter what's going on. Stay locked in till you, how about your man shot? And uprightness, moral, the law, the statutes, the commandments, the precepts, let it preserve me. Right. For I wait on thee. And that's what we waiting on the Lord. We try to endure captivity each and every day while we patiently wait for Yahushua to return, man. Right? And we need what to preserve us? Uprightness, moral, the law, statutes, and commandments, the precepts, and integrity. I mean, look, we sincerely trying to serve Yahushua Shai and hold it down no matter what we go through. Head under a guillotine and all. We trying to hold fast to our integrity and hold fast to the ways of the Lord and hold fast to uprightness, moral, law, statutes, and commandments. Right? The Lord said, David said, let that preserve me while I wait on thee. It says, I'm reading verse 22. Redeem Israel, oh God, out of all his troubles. Right? And holding fast to your integrity and your uprightness is going to get you redeemed, and your faith. You get redeemed out of all these troubles, man. Out of Jacob's trouble. All the trouble period to come. You got precept?
Go to Bible shop Proverbs 11 and verse 3.
Book of Proverbs, right, chapter 11, verse 3. It says, the integrity of the upright shall guide him. Right. So like it guide them. But the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them.
Right. The integrity of the integrity of the upright shall guide them. Right. It says in Proverbs, it's plain. Proverbs 16 and I believe verse 3 says, commit thy works to the Lord, and thy way shall be established. Right. So this integrity, it always gives you confidence in that zeal to serve the Most High. Right. Keep these laws, statutes, and commandments in sincerity and in truth. And once you do that, right, it's just going to guide you on the righteous path. Right. That we all esteem to obtain through Spirit. Right, it says, but the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them. So just like you can do that in a right way through the Spirit, right? The transgressors will be destroyed if they're doing the exact opposite, right? Not holding up that moral, not doing not doing what's right through the Spirit. So.
Yep, not holding up that morality, If you don't hold up that morality, you be destroyed, man, by being perverse, wicked, off. You know, and yeah, it said the integrity of the upright shall guide them. Let me give a quick precept. Second Ezra, chapter 16. Let's see who the Lord is a guide to. Who will be guided by the Lord? And we're gonna find out. This book of Second Ezra, right? Chapter 16 and verse 76. I'm starting 75. Be not afraid, neither doubt, for God is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts. Right? That's that uprightness. That's that moral. It's that integrity. Right? And the ones that's giving the commandments and the precepts straight up and down. The Lord is going to guide them. The brothers that's holding fast to moral and integrity. The sisters, the children, they're going to be guided by the Lord, man. It says, save the Lord God, let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. And that's plain, that's beautiful. The Lord said, yeah, of course, don't let your sins weigh you down, but you can't let your iniquities lift up themselves either. So you cannot let your wickedness overtrump your integrity and your morality. You can't do it. That's the point. Right? You want to offend less. Right? This is a quick precept. Give my last precept through the Spirit. Right? One more. The book of Proverbs, chapter 1. I just want to end it with this. On my sticks. The book of Proverbs, chapter 1, right? Verse 10. Because guess what, Jake? You know, take heed to the Spirit, right, of the Lord, and try to hold fast to your moral and your integrity. This the fight that you up against. Because the moment you choose to do what's right and have moral and have integrity and do what's right no matter what, you know Satan has to do his job. Always. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 10. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. So when you do, strive to take that next step in that next level to stand on righteousness for the Lord even more and have even more moral and integrity. Guess what's going to come? Satan. He's going to try to entice you to try to break your integrity, right? He want to see you fumble. He want to see you crumble. He want to see you fold, right? Satan gonna come and try to break that integrity and try to get you to not stand on business for the Lord. I'm gonna try to break that moral uprightness in you, right? It says, verse 11, if they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood, let us like privily for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole as those that go down into the pit. We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil. Cast in thy lot among us. Let us all have one purse. My son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path. For their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. So overall, through the Spirit, you know, Satan can entice you to go do many different things that can break your integrity, that could break your moral. You're gonna all type of stuff. Let's go hit the blunt. Let's go slide on the ladies. Right? Let's go on this drill. Let's go hit this lick. Right? I got this on the flow. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. At the end of the day, hey, Yahweh Shemel shall tell you what. Don't deal with them. Refrain your foot from their path. Don't walk in the way with them. Leave them be. Stay away. Because why? The wicked is going to overthrow your integrity and your morality. And best believe that's what they want to do. But you got to hold it down and not be overtaken with the wicked. That's why you read Wisdom of Solomon in the 4th chapter, 10 on down, we talk about Enoch. Right? Our mighty forefather, the Lord said, look, I had to get him up out of there speedily, lest the wickedness alter his mind, man. You know, and we want to get out of here speedily. Because guess what? Satan is going to keep trying to overthrow our moral and uprightness and our integrity. And he wants us to just do the wrong thing instead of the right thing.
Well, can you go to verse 17 real quick through the Spirit?
Verse 17. It reads, surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird.
So it says, surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. So the bird, he sees the trap. So what is he not going to do? The Spirit, he's not going to go towards the trap because he sees what's going to happen, right?
Exactly.
A prudent man foreseeth evil,
right? So and he hideth himself from it.
That's right. I have two more. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 16.
This book of Matthew chapter 5 verse 16.
Right.
It says, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
All right, that could be twofold, right? It could be just the Akim, it could be the lost sheep, it could be at the workplace. It's right keeping these law, statutes, commandments, right? You're going to shine through the Spirit, right? And it says that they may see your good works, which is keeping the commandments, and glorify your Father which is in heaven, right? Because all praises is always going to go to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua,
That's right.
right? So doing this, it all, and like I said earlier, it kind of ricochets off the church as well, because if you're doing the right thing, trying to stand 10 toes willingly always, to the best of your ability, your spirit, then that's just automatically by default, it's just going to affect the other brother, right? And through the spirit can get them to do the same thing. And my closing precept would be Leviticus chapter 6. And I believe it's 13.
Like
Well, yeah, it is 13. Yeah.
it's the book of Leviticus, chapter 6, and verse 13.
Right.
It says, the fire shall ever be burning upon the altar.
Right.
It shall never go out.
Right. The fire shall be ever burning upon that altar, and it shall never go out. So we being the altar, we just need to through Spirit continue to stay on fire in these last days. Avoid anything wicked, right? That's not for this truth or in this truth with us. So continue to stay on fire, pray, fast, repent, and uh, continue to rehearse the righteous acts of the Spirit.
Come. Let's get let's go to Leviticus. It says chapter 7. Oh, no, 10 and 7. That's what I want. Leviticus 10 and 7.
Uh-huh.
There we go. Tweak. It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 10, right? In verse 7. It says, and ye shall not go out from the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, lest ye die. For the anointing oil of the Lord is upon you. And they did according to the word of Moses. So last thing I want, like Brother said, last thing I want to say is, or Israel, hey, look, we can't leave this truth, man. And God forbid. The Lord said, you go out from the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, you're going to die. Cannot leave the house of the Lord, man. We have to abide in the house of the Lord. This our only hedge. This our only protection. This our only stay. Yahweh and Yahweh Shah, man. Right? So, Lord willing, we can forever remain in this thing and forever be in the tabernacle of the Lord. Because the anointing oil of the Lord is upon you. This truth, this wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding, this unction. Right? They'll talk about it 1 John 2 and 20. Right on down. You have this unction upon you. You have this anointing upon you. Right? You've been anointed with the Spirit. You can't leave this thing, man. Got to stay abiding in the house of the Lord. And Lord willing, the Most High may have great mercies upon us to allow us to do so through the Spirit. But with that, we're going to close up. Giving all honor, praises, and glorification to the Most High Yahweh. Ba'ashem, Mashiach, Womanak, Yahushua, Barakatah. Right? Lord willing, Israel was edified through the Spirit, and exhorted to have moral and integrity, right? Lord willing, Israel was edified on that, to want to strive to stand on the word of the Lord with all they have, with all they got in them, right? And to have integrity, to do that no matter what, right? But Lord willing, this spiritual offering was pleasing in the sight of the Lord. Lord willing, it was worthy to be accepted, all Lord willing, and with that, Shalom.
Shalom.